Hello again. Do you know who Deray McKesson is? Huh? Well, you might hear about his name real soon, especially if you live in Baltimore. It looks like he's challenging Stephanie Burke. She's the mayor of Baltimore. You know, she's the one that said, let them do what they have to do. I mean, let them, police stand down. And the police did stand down. And they burned, 19 structures. Destroyed, 47 pharmacies? You notice they weren't going into the bakeries, they're going to the pharmacies. What's in pharmacies? Well, drugs and more drugs. Well, it seems like this black activist is going to give the mayor a run. Based on the mindset of many of these Baltimorean citizens, he might in fact become the new mayor. I mean, look what they've allowed to represent them in Congress. Elijah Cummings. Yeah. He's been here, 26, 28 years? You think it's time for term limits? Yeah. That'll never happen. They're never going to destroy their elitist lifestyle. It'll be interesting to see what happens if McKesson becomes the new mayor. I don't know what the police are going to do. Being a leader of the black movement, Black Lives Matter, police lives seem not to matter. Speaking about police lives, 2 policemen were shot in the Bronx in New York this morning. They're both going to be fine. They're being tended in hospitals. One was shot in the hip, and the other one, I think, was simply grazed. Bronx is a rather dangerous part of New York, but there seems to be very few areas that aren't dangerous. What's interesting is that New York has one of the strictest gun laws, similar to Chicago, and they both have incredible rates of murder with guns. You ever wonder how many legally licensed gun owners kill people with guns in comparison to those guns that aren't legally licensed? That would be an interesting statistic, would it not? Well, let's see what happens in Baltimore. I think Stephanie Burke needs to be kicked to the curb, as does Marilyn Mosby. We'll see. I mean, Marilyn Mosby said that she has a long line of police officers in her family. When you take a close look at them, you can understand why she is the way she is. Yeah. Her father was a cop, and both he and one of his partners used to shake down drug dealers. Take the drugs and keep the money. Her mother was a cop. She got bounced off the force for whatever reason. And I believe her uncle was a cop who sued the department. He had an eye injury, and he wasn't capable of functioning in the manner that he did prior. He actually lost the eye, I believe. And he sued. Discrimination. We can't sue for discrimination, but they can, because we're not the protected class. They are. Anyway, we'll see who rules in the mayor's office in Baltimore.